We will now see how to create a short flight for the drone to fly autonomously and conduct its mapping operation. We enter the Flight Route tab in the middle left side of the screen. You can see I have a library of all the navigation routes that I have set previously. We can choose any one of these routes and re-execute them. Normally, if that's done, we would change something, perhaps change the file name to include the date or the flight number. Today we will create an entirely new flight plan. To create a new flight, press the plus symbol at the top right hand side of the screen. Select Create a Route. For a mapping flight, we will always use the area route, which is the center icon. And that brings us to this page. The drone does not have to be connected to the RC. The drone can be powered off. You can do all your planning here and then upload the final plan into the drone before we fly. We'll follow the instructions and tap on the map to draw a mapping area. Now you can scroll through this just like any other app that you might have on your phone. You can zoom in and zoom out. The area that we're going to fly is roughly here. So I'm just going to highlight an area by tapping on the screen. And as I tap on the screen, I get a little blue dot with GPS coordinates. So tap another one, and basically I can do a little box. I can drag and drop these boxes to shape the area that I'd like to fly. Once I'm happy with that area, I'll press the blue tick at the top left hand side of the screen. It says here, this is 4,766 square meters. Press that, and then I can select the model that we're going to use. We're going to select the M3 Enterprise series, which is the bottom drone. And you get to choose which camera you want to use. The first option is for the Mavic 3 Enterprise. We will use the second one, the Mavic 3 Thermal. And we get to choose which cameras will be used. For that, we select the lens. We can use the wide angle or we can use the infrared, but we generally do both at the same time. This drone is capable of collecting both RGB as well as infrared images. And when we're done, we click OK. On this screen, we get to name the particular flight mission, and we're going to call it Map 1. We can confirm the cameras that we will use, followed by how we're going to do a mapping operation. In this case, it will be an ortho collection, which means the camera will face the ground at a 90-degree angle. GSD is ground survey distance, and it defaults to 5. The altitude will be relative to takeoff point, so we need to make an adjustment for how high we are above sea level. The route altitude from ground level is 37.9. Of course, we can change this. You can see that we have easy to select buttons here to add or decrease the altitude. If I add 10 or 20, you can see that I don't have to type it in. But if I wanted to type in an absolute altitude, I could also do that. And let's say at like 50 meters. Safe takeoff altitude is the altitude that the drone will take off to from its takeoff location, and from that point it will navigate to the first waypoint on your map. We also get to choose the speed as well as the course angle. Speed, I think, is self-explanatory. We like to keep it at about 5. Let me just change that. 5 meters per second. And the course angle changes the direction the drone flies at while it's collecting the data. So you can see that as I'm changing the angle, the map changes as well. And upon completion of the mission, you can choose whether you would like the drone to return to home, to exit the task and hover, land, or return to the start point and hover. And once this is done, we will hit the save icon at the top left. Some information about the flight. We have the mapping error, we also have the estimated flight time, as well as the estimated storage. So in this case, it's going to take 77 photos. Let's save this plan. And you can have the confirmation that the mission is saved, and this will show up in our maps library. If I exit from here, you should be able to see map 1, and it's on the top left. Record. Alright, so this will record everything we say, including everything that we do here. First things first, the drone is in the takeoff position. We're going to enter the camera view. Pre-flight check. We already done one flight, we've checked the home point, but again, we'll update the home point later. We'll come out of the pre-flight checks, we go into the camera view, and then we're going to choose the waypoint flights. We click this one, all the map flights that we pre-programmed will show up here, and we need to select. Okay, so right now we decided we want to do 50 meters, 5 meters per second. Click this, it will show up here with a play button. But if you want to make amendments, then we click this edit button here. And because we're close to the road, we want to make sure that we didn't inadvertently cross any road. We're clear, it looks very close, okay, but we're not actually over any roads. I'm going to come out of this view. Once you're ready, we'll make sure we're good for takeoff. Then we're going to load the flight plan. In order to do that, we're going to hit the play button here. Check what is our return to home, what is the signal loss action. So our signal loss action is return to home. The next button is found at the bottom. And then we're going to upload the flight mission. Safety okay, co-pilot okay. We're going to hit start.
Moving to start point.
So it's going to climb to 20 meters, and then 20 meters it will do a climbing lateral start point over that.
Reaching maximum altitude. Arrived at start point. Starting task. Flight mission complete. Return to home. Landing.
And manual control. Landing.